You're on. You're on, boy. Oh.
Dripping out, $400.
Rep the set.
This one, probably worth nothing, but hopefully by the end of the season worth something.
Oh.
This shirt, not worth much. Dior. Fucking track man.
Alright, we're done with you.
Limited edition.
You can't price that shit.
Limited edition MacPack merch. Get it on the site. Go to the link in the bio.
That's it.
Give us a follow. Give us a like. Hit that subscribe. Let's get into the fucking episode. That's right. We're swearing. X-rated MacPack. Let's freaking go. Episode 93. What?
G'day, welcome to the MacPack podcast.
We're back.
My name's Jake McKenna, and to my left this week in order of the MacPack's newest and most improved car guides, my little brother Joe. How are you, boy? Yeah.
Jake, that's right. This week I've been helping some of the lads out with their cars.
And to my right, coming in a 6-4-1 as he does each and every week, it's the baby brother of the pack, who we call Ginger Boy. Ginger Boy, how are you, mate?
I haven't been helping any lads out with their cars, but I'm still here. I'm still proud to be
Yeah,
here.
good on ya.
Prerequisite to join it.
Apparently it is.
This week on the MacPack podcast, we're chatting about cars off the chops, courtesy of our man Joe.
Joey!
We also are going to discuss an old MacPack character who has sort of re-entered the fold.
One of the classics.
We're discussing Nick Kyrgios after his antics at Wimbledon. Discussing losing stuff, and we're also awarding an everyday hero to one of our canine companions.
Hell yeah.
It's a massive episode of the MacPack podcast, so let's get it. Boys!
Brother Mingo.
Were you not ready for that?
I
You
kind of
seemed a bit
forgot what we
delayed.
had said.
You forgot.
What we say every
I
week.
forgot the catch.
93 weeks.
How are we all? We all well?
Yeah, going well.
Joey,
Very well.
you told me you ran into a bit of controversy earlier this week.
Controversy.
Yeah.
You mean? Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Bit of controversy. So obviously, our weekly segment, the Everyday Hero, it's a real pillar of the podcast.
We're
I'd
starting
say.
off with the everyday hero. Is that right?
No, not exactly. But something
Oh.
happened, and while it was happening, I was like, "This is a great Everyday Hero moment." But I felt like I couldn't properly award it because I was also participating in the heroics.
Oh, you were gonna
must be nice.
you're gonna self-award yourself with the hero.
There were other characters in play who would be the recipients, but then my actions mirrored theirs. So it's kind of like
It's like
it would be
saying,
like an every Joe hero. I would be awarding it to myself in a way, not directly, but
You
I
and
was
the
also-
group are gonna win the everyday hero.
yeah.
All right, well, we can't stand for that, so let's go with that.
That's why it's been pushed to the first segment.
Yep.
Probably the the least what's the word?
Heroic.
The least grandiose segment, the first segment. The what do we say?
Explain yourself. What's going on?
So essentially, I was walking out of Woolies, just doing a bit of a weekly shop.
Yeah, you shop more than most people.
Yeah, 3 times a week.
Yeah, I like to shop when I'll like come up with the recipe that I'm cooking for the evening or whatever, and I'll go and get the ingredients.
That's
for
the
it,
least productive way
Yeah.
to do anything.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'll be wanting.
Okay.
Anyway,
I do
so
most
so
of
you
my
shop.
shopping like a month in advance. Sometimes I'll meal prep for 8 weeks.
8 weeks. That's normal.
Wait, so do you shop every day?
Not every day. I'll buy some things like I'll get noodles and bread and like tofu and stuff that'll last. But then if I'm doing something special like making gnocchi or making something like that, I'll go to the shops on the day and get the ingredients for it.
Okay.
Anyway, this is beside the point. So I was leaving Woolies. Just had one bag of shopping and the bread separately, carrying it separately, walking out, and then I see off to my side, walking through the car park, and I see like near the lights at Livingston.
Yep.
There's a car in like the turning lane. They're broken down, hazards on, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And I often, when I'm driving, I will see a car in a bit of trouble, and I'm always like, gee, I'd be absolutely no help there because I don't know jack. I know my car's got jacks in it, but personally, I don't know jack about cars.
Oh,
I wouldn't be able to help.
bravo.
I wouldn't be able to help, jack up a tire or anything like that. But I saw these
Jack off a
guys.
tire, Joey.
There were 2 guys, hazards on. 2 guys. They were trying to
You
push
do,
their
yeah.
car out, get out of the way. So they were trying to push it up onto the little grassy section next
Yeah.
door, which is quite uphill.
Up the curb.
It's quite a steep little hill to get up there.
Yeah.
So I saw these 2 guys pushing it. They couldn't do it themselves, quite frankly.
Okay, you're
They
gonna.
they were struggling.
Are they small?
No, they were both bigger than me, I would say. Yeah.
Ah, but just
Yeah.
big cars.
They're like adults,
Okay.
more adults than I am.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing them. I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do, like
How
I
far
can't
away
help.
have you seen them?
So it's like I was walking across the crosswalk. You know, like where KFC and stuff is.
Yeah.
I was walking the crosswalk to that side of the road, like Ranford Road, and my car was parked near like the fuel station.
I just want a distance. Just give me meterage.
Oh, I probably saw him when I walked out of the thing, so that would be like 50 meters.
Oh, okay.
And then I walked up, and then I was like, oh, I will help. Probably like 20 meters. away.
Okay, that's
So I walk up to him, put the rosies down, and I hit him with a, "You guys need some help?" Ah, it's so cool to say.
Oh.
And they were like, yeah.
Big
So
up, Joey.
So you're first to the scene. It's just the two people in.
yeah, the two people in the car, one passenger, one the driver.
Yeah.
And they're both pushing the back, and I'm like, "You boys need some help." Ah, so cool. And anyway, and then I go up.
Did they speak to you? They're like,
Yeah, they're like, yeah. And then they like sort of like slid
They're
over
like,
so
"Nah,
they could
man."
fit a third man.
Yeah.
That's right. A third man.
Third set of hands.
Pushing the trunk.
2.5 men. That's
Yeah.
exactly what felt.
Anyway, so I'm like, oh, that's too easy. They were like moving it a fair bit. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll just be the last little nudge they need.
Yeah.
Going to push. Quite a heavy car.
What sort of
Quite
car?
heavy.
What sort of car was it?
Just like I'm not great with the whole type of cars. It was like a sedan. Sedan?
Yeah.
Maybe a Toyota. Could be.
And
a
you're
Nissan.
looking at, like, if you tilt your head up, your head's on the badge, yeah?
No, I'm on the corner.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
So the middle is, that's
the
obviously
big man.
most
Yeah.
important push.
So you're hardly
Anyway, so we're
doing
pushing
anything.
it. We're going like, we're like pushing it, and it's like not we're not really moving. And then I was like, should we do a count in?
You're now coordinating.
Yeah.
One,
and
two,
Have you never
three,
done
four. 1, 2,
Yeah,
3, 4. 1,
yeah, I was like,
Have you never done this before?
I was like, should we do a count in? And then I don't remember for the life of me if I did the count in or not. I think the middle guy did because captain.
Did he hit him with a 5, 6, 7, 8?
No,
or
it was
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, and then we pushed, and it was working. We were pushing it up.
In the counts
And
now.
I don't know. So we're pushing it, and then it hits the hill because we're pushing it like on the thing, and then up the curb onto like a bit of a grassy hill.
Yeah.
And we push it, and then the tires almost did like one circulation,
Yeah.
and then we sort of hit
That's-
like
Is that a word? Revolution?
one revolution,
Yes.
and then we sort of
Circulation so that you get blood through
and
your hand.
even before we were doing the count, we could sort of push it to that, and then it would sort of roll back.
Okay.
So
So
we
you're getting a bit.
push,
but
we're
you're not
getting a bit.
enough.
So and then we did 1, 2, 3, pushed up, not bad. But then we've sort of done our
You were
one
like,
push.
holy shit, I'm doing it, boys.
We've sort of done our one push. I'm like, the plan's working.
5,
But then
6, 7,
we're
8.
sort of stuck there, and we need to push again. But the thing
Count
is, like,
again. Go again.
yeah, but the thing is, now we're up there, and like gravity's pushing it down. So it's not going from rest to push. It's going from we're fucking keeping this thing up there, and now we need to push again. So not as
Yeah.
easy to do.
No.
So we're 3, 2, 1.
Oh, well, you're still pushing
So
it.
3, 2, 1. And then it like sort of rolled back down. We both all look at each other like,
Oh shit.
"Fuck me!" And now it's like I can't leave.
Oh,
Yeah, you're in now. You're the
and-
ideas man.
And
You're
I'm
now in
getting
charge.
quite tired. But then there's a car. A car is pulled up behind us, so he's obviously gone. He was going to turn onto the road. This guy, and he was quite a big built guy, and he gets out. You guys need some help. We're like, oh, thank God, a fourth person.
Let's
Thank
go.
God.
The
This guy
awesome,
was there.
awesome.
So we start pushing it up, and then pushing up the hill, and then another guy is coming from the car park.
Holy shit, we're
You
going
guys
orgy.
need some help. And then he was good because he could come, and then the driver could actually give it a bit of a steer while we're pushing up the hill.
Oh shit.
And then so with 4 of us at the back, and then the driver with the steer, we got it up there, and then it was up on the grass, and
Yeah, nice.
a job well done.
Did
How
you
did-
exchange dates?
Yeah, how do you leave an interaction like this? Do you dap each other up? Do you shake each
But
other's
we were all
hand?
pretty like, whew.
Just took a.
Yeah, we're like, oh, we did it. And then they were like, thanks. And we're like, hey, have a good night. Have a good night. And
You
then
shake hands or dap up?
I don't recall.
He blacked out. All,
You hugged
all
each
these
other.
male bodies around him. He didn't know what
But it was
going
just
on,
that
man.
like,
I'm
Sexy,
one of the
strong
boys.
man.
I think,
You probably put your shirt back on, Joe.
yeah. Or your pants. Yeah. It was one of those things where like, I was like kind of chuffed when I like went over to help because like kind of a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
And then also when the 2 guys after me, when they helped, when they were walking over, they were like smiling like, oh yeah, we're fucking on here. There's already 3 guys pushing it. No way to be that heavy. We're going to get this. And it'll be like, I'm the one who, pushed it over the line.
Did you have any attempts with the 4th bloke, or was it only with?
Yeah, so when we had 4 people pushing behind, and then one guy, the driver, was then like steering because
Yeah.
we were just pushing it up blind, really. Yeah. Anyway, the car's still there.
Is it?
No,
Oh.
I think they got home.
It's just.
It was Wednesday.
I don't know. I've seen a car on the island there, parked in the
no,
opposite
it's not
direction.
No.
That's been there a while.
That one's stolen.
We should probably, we could, the three of us,
We can
what?
push it. We can bring it up.
Yeah, let's go do it now.
Pull up on the
Should we
old
go get
gum
it?
tree, Yeah.
Alright, let's go get it. Alright, here at the MacPack podcast, you often have a few characters that get mentioned a few times. Like,
Recurring characters, yeah.
apart from us, there's always additional, what would you call them?
Recurring characters, I think.
Okay, that continually pop up.
Yeah. The staples of the show. One's for, it rewards, a deep listener.
Yeah. We've mentioned Reef from McDonald's a fair few times over the journey.
Yeah, especially early days when Maccas was our main focal point.
Yeah, because he was our man. And we go get Maccas. Either when the Dockers would win, or we was just always
Yeah,
there.
that's a classic. The
He was
Dockers
always there. We
fruit,
wouldn't go down heaps.
My favorite moment of Reef, because me and Jake kind of recognized him multiple times when we were going like almost every day.
Yeah.
Through like the the November, we've talked about this before, like through the November 30 days 30 deals period, and when
Yeah.
Freo
Yeah.
were winning lots of challenge
Hot Boy Summer, the prees.
Freo were winning lots of games, and if you're a Freo member you get a free Big Mac, so we were heading down to that Macca's fucking
Heaps,
quite
yeah.
frequently. And there was a period where there was a time where I was actually with Joe in the car, not Jake this time, and I was sitting in the passenger seat, and Joe ordered like a vegan Whopper or whatever.
Yeah,
vegan.
when they had the veggie burger still.
Yeah. And then we pulled up, we were pulling around the corner, and I remember Reef looking through the car and seeing me, and then saying to his friend, "This C word is always here." And I went home and said to Jake, I was like, you know that guy that we always see at Maccas? He like recognizes us as the Maccas dude now. You can
That's
take
when
that,
you know you
maybe.
need to stop going to Macca's.
Yeah.
When the workers know.
And then the next night, me and Jake were at Maccas.
Yeah, literally.
And you guessed it, Reefage was on the door again, on the hand
window,
and bags through, yeah. And then we kind of saw each other and we were like, oh shit, like we know each other, but we don't know each other's names. So Jake said, mate, we're here all the time.
Oh, that's
Our name's Jake and Riley. What's your name? He said, g'day boys, I'm Reef. Like,
Cool name.
nice to meet you.
That's a great name.
And so I've met a few people that have worked at McDonald's Livingston before.
Yeah, we know
Yeah.
people there.
And I always ask, like, do you
How's
know,
Reef?
do you know
How's Reef
Reef?
doing?
Yeah, like it's like a bit of a staple.
Because he worked his way up to manager as well. I think when we first started going there, he was just a humble little crew boy.
I wonder if he's getting weirded out by the fact that we're talking about this.
And then I
His
remember,
career.
we know people there, and I've asked like, "How's Reef?" And someone was like, "Oh yeah, he's a manager now." I was like, "Fucking good for him."
Jeez.
Yeah, so that was crazy, right? So Reef was very well established in our life. And then
We got a message from me and Napoli,
yeah,
who's another member of the MacPack fraternity,
of
who's
course.
somewhat established in our lives.
Yeah, of course. She's a part of the back.
And she messaged us and said, "Hey, I actually know this Reef bloke that you've made mention to recently." on the
many
podcast."
times.
And then she flicked Reef a message, and then Reef flicked us a message and went, "Hey boys, what's going on?"
Yeah, now we like have each other on Instagram. It's like a big thing, you know. We're mates with Reef through Maccas. It's
Yeah.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's exactly what everything that Mr. McDonald would have wanted.
Ronald.
Yeah, we're doing Ronald proud, right? And then Reef we stopped going to Maccas that much, but we still knew of him. I don't know if because once he started getting manager shifts, he wasn't really on the hand and bags over anymore. So Reef kind of didn't disappear from the life, but kind of straight. And then I started working down at a hardware store,
Yeah.
and
Reef since moved on from Macca's. by
yeah,
the way.
Reef's like a tradie now,
Yeah.
doing an
Oh,
apprenticeship.
Lovely.
Good on him, moving up in the world. And and then I started working at a hardware store, and I was getting to know everyone. And I basically knew, especially all the young people, got to know all the young people. And then we had a trainee start a few months after me, and I was like, what did you get up to before you started working at this hardware store? And she was like, I used to work at McDonald's Livingston. And I was like, oh. And then I name dropped a few names, but I saved the best for last. I said, do you know Reef? She was like, of course I know Reef. And she was like, Reef's older brother works at this hardware store. And I was like, you're tugging me knob. I was like, no way, darling. I would know if Reef, because like Reef, he's quite a distinguishable character.
Yeah, he's got characteristics.
Yeah, he's tall, he's blonde, he's everything
He's one of a kind.
He's everything a man wants to fucking be, right? And he's a tradie, so he's just like hot boy, right?
Ladies want to be with him, and we just want to be him.
He's literally got us eating out of his hand.
You did during November.
Right? And then And then I was like, like, who is Reef's brother? Like, surely I'd be able to tell that this is the brother of
Nautical name.
the great, right? Yeah, exactly. A nautical name. Like, where are we going with this? Yeah. Nemo. And then I was like, wow, like, who is it? And she was like, oh, it's another bloke who works up the front. I'm going to drop his name because we're good friends. I think he'll appreciate this.
This is all just beeped from here.
He was like, his name's Hunter.
Cool
I was
name.
like, Hunter
His
is my
parents
friggin'
are-
boy. Like, I
Oh,
like.
so you already knew Hunter.
Me and Hunter, we were boys, you know. I really appreciated Hunter before I even knew he was
Yeah.
These
brother
parents
of Reef.
are setting their kids up to be very cool.
Yeah, legit. I was,
Hunter, Reef.
and I was like, tools down, pump
Joe.
it up, baby. Like, I've got to go talk to Huntos. He's down at the front end of the store. I got to go chat to Huntos about this new revelation. And
Revelation.
I went up to him and I was like, mate, your brother is Reef. And he was like, what the hell? Like, we don't know each other's families or anything. Like, how's this come apart? And I was like, Reefage is my boy. And then we started talking, and then he was telling me, he was like, oh yeah, like, I know and this and that and this and that. And then he asked Reef, and he was like, yeah, I know them. And then it was just a big old kerfuffle, right? But I haven't seen Reef in months, boys.
Is he okay?
Oh yeah, it's fine. But like, I'm just saying, I kind of have a longing for Reef at this point, you know? Like, I go to Maccas and it's a little bit lonely.
It's not the same.
No, not at all. And then old mate Hunter turned 20 recently.
Oh, happy birthday, Hunter.
HBD Hunter. And last night, I got invited to Hunter's 20th,
Oh, huge. It's just a Reef sighting.
which took place at Hunter's house, in which he lives with his brother and his parents. And I was like, holy shit, Reef is going to be at this freaking party, man. Reef is going to be at this party. I'm going to have a beer with Reef. We're going to chat about all the good times we used to have. I'll send a photo to Jake and Joel. It's going to surprise you guys. It's just like a photo. But then I get to the party and I walk in with like 20 beers. And I walk in and I'm like, here we go. One of these is for Reef. One of these has got Reef's name on it. And I walk in and I say to Hunter, I'm like, you know, I say happy birthday and stuff. And I'm like, let's get down to business, Hunter. Where's your freaking little
Where's your
brother? All right? I'm here for business. Where is Reef? And he's like, mate, Reef's gone out. You've missed Reef by like 5-10 minutes. Oh,
Heartbreak.
the heart sank, and I was legit later on in the evening. I was like, mate, my phone's about to die. We're about to head out. I was like, oh, can I grab a charger? And he was like, yeah, come on me. He took me into Reef's bedroom. He took me into Reef's bedroom and gave me Reef's fucking phone charger. Reef,
Do you still have?
charge my freaking phone, man. Like, we're boys right now. But I'm just saying, like, we kind of got a bit of a cat and mouse game going on now, you know? We kind of we're longing for one another, but we just can't get to each other.
Sounds a lot more like you're longing.
One-sided, yeah,
it's
very
very
I just love
one-sided.
freaking Reef, man.
I think with the cat and mouse, the mouse isn't looking to be found.
Reef's the mouse trying to hide.
Well, there you go. That's the update on where Reef is.
Yeah, we
at
like
this
it.
point
I
in time.
do find it funny that
Reef's latest whereabouts has been.
I find it interesting how this is all like culminated. Like, how many McDonald's / fast food restaurants have you been to over the journey?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah,
10.
like the amount of people you see at these fast food places. The fact that Reef was even like notable enough for us to go, hey, like, what's up, dude? And be mates to a degree, or just at least know of each other.
Yeah.
For us to talk about him, for us to actually get in contact with us,
For me to come boys with his bro.
it's just an intertwining.
Meant to be, some would say.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I like it. I like where it's.
I thought it was a unique storyline because it goes from 0, which is like us going to McDonald's and not knowing our server's name, to like a 1, where it's like, oh, we're starting to get to know this worker. We're recognizing each other. 2, we've exchanged names. 4, we've become, we give each other the head nod as we go through the drive-through now.
These are very like.
And then 5, I know his brother. 6, I'm in his freaking room. 7, I'm using his charger. What's going to be 8, 9, and 10?
I don't know if we want to know. You can probably not mention that on the podcast.
And then it just zooms out and it's this being played at court. The restraining order.
Yeah.
That's cute. All right. Well, how's Wendy going from Maccas Living Studio? Wendy?
I miss her.
Hopefully we'll be in her bedrooms.
Oh, no. All right, boys. Not sure if you're aware, but the Nick Kyrgios show is well and truly alive and well.
Been renewed for another season, I see.
Wimbledon's on at the minute.
Hell yeah.
Which is,
In
it's
England.
quite a prestigious tournament, Wimbledon.
yeah,
Is that the one where you got to like wear all the whites? Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta wear white.
Wimbledon is like the fanciest one. Like if you come to the Australian Open and even like the ones we do in Perth, it's like so chill.
Yeah.
And Wimbledon is like tennis is for rich people.
It's very la-di-da with the old English mob.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the richest place to play tennis. It's very, button up.
Nick's. I must say off the top, I really like Nick. I think he brings a lot of flair and entertainment to the sport.
Yeah, I think he's cool.
Which is, it's been a gentleman's game for forever. Like it's quite la-di-da, a bit soft.
Yes.
It's a rich man's sport.
40 love.
Yeah, a bit soft. I like that he brings a little bit of colour to the whole scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Wimbledon, for example, many a year ago, obviously you have to wear white.
Or white, yeah.
He did Neapolitan hair. So he had, I think, brown hair at the time.
Yeah, I
do like a
remember that. It
white
looks
streak
cool.
and a pink streak through it.
King.
Like just stuff like that just brings a little bit more
personality.
fun and frivolity to the tennis court.
I like it.
This week we're obviously recording on Sunday night. At this point in time, Nick's, I think, through to the third round. He's
Hell yeah.
spat at the crowd after they booed him and carried on.
Shouldn't boo him.
He's abused Tsitsipas.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't be, hitting balls at him like that.
Called him soft in the presser. He's going pretty ham, which I'm a big fan of at the minute.
He's like punk rock tennis.
Yeah, it's good to see. He once told Stan Wawrinka that his mate Kokkinakis had slept with his girlfriend in the midst of a match.
Can we get a fact check on that?
Just walked up to the net, went, by the way, mate, Kokkinakis banged your girlfriend. Imagine being told that while you're trying to compete at the highest level.
I'm gonna need a 15 on this.
I'm gonna need to call my girl. I'll call Cocky.
So we asked the people of Australia today, are you in Nick's camp? Are you a Nick fan? Or are you a Nick hater? Because he's quite a divisive character in the sport.
Yeah,
I don't reckon there's many other athletes in any competition that divide opinions as much as Nick does.
Yeah, especially when, like, with other, say, like, footy and stuff, people will not like a player because they're like, oh, he's not on my team or whatever.
Yeah.
But with tennis, they're just people.
Correct. And Nick, and this is Australians, like, equivalent to me saying I don't like a certain Collingwood player because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Nick's representing the whole of Australia, and the Australian media just pot him, which I think is so stupid.
Because then he hates them even more, and he likes the attention.
But they're incredibly, like, hypocritical about him as well. If he does well, he's in the news. It's like, Nick's killing it.
Yes,
Like,
Aussie
get behind him. And then he'll bow out because he's like broken his racket or
he's
he's
decided he doesn't like tennis.
punched out. Yeah, which is frequently.
Yeah,
he just goes, no,
he
fuck,
hates his job.
fuck this shit, man. And then the media just hack into him again. And I just think it would be a real tough cycle for him to be on because, mate, imagine that. Imagine just going to work each day and just coughing it no matter what you do.
Riley, what's that like?
I feel like when you're in like a villain's shoes, I feel like some people embrace it.
I think he like the anti-hero type.
Like you have to, like, if everyone already hates you, you may as well make them hate you.
He was a very fat kid,
Oh, really?
like quite an obese young lad.
Oh, really?
So you think
Yeah, he got bullied heaps,
Yeah.
mercilessly. And like he was very good at tennis.
Yep.
And then obviously he lost a lot of weight. Probably grew up, lost a lot of his weight as well. Like it was just part of his growth. I think he's just always had a chip on his shoulder. I was like, no, fuck this. Like,
well, he's probably
you're either in my corner or you're
not.
not in my corner. And I think a lot of people aren't in his corner. He just goes, fuck the world. We're just getting it done.
Which is probably how he reacted maybe when he was a kid as well.
I think so.
Like why he always fights back against.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And
I'm a huge fan. I don't watch much tennis.
Oh, he's good to watch.
But if Nick's on, I'm fucking penciling that
my
in.
my favorite thing is like he'll be in a super tight game. Like it could be like, last set.
Yeah.
This is to get to the finals or whatever. Like intense what do you call it? Point.
Rally, yeah.
I'm gonna put this one through my legs.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah,
Like you can tell he's already decided.
Oh yeah.
This is going around the back, or this is going through the leg.
Yeah.
Like before, it's not like like some players will be like, they got stuck in a tight spot, a tight spot, and they managed to
No,
through
he's
their legs.
calling
He's
it.
like, this will be fun.
Yeah, I'm hitting the winner in my legs. And now he's starting to serve. He does the underarm serves.
Well, yeah,
They're fucking elite.
I don't know.
He's won matches with an underarm serve. Imagine hitting an underarm serve.
I don't know if maybe we've talked about this before, but I think the underarm serve is fine because his main strength is how well he can serve.
Correct.
And then like he can serve so fast, and then people will just stand like 2 meters back behind the thing.
Yeah.
And it's like
Even
if you want to
further.
do that to counter his serve, then
No, yeah.
That's your choice. If he serves underarm,
yeah, 100%.
that's too bad. Like if you got to pick one, like
Yeah.
100%. No, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's good for the sport as well.
I think
It's bums on seats viewing. Mark Howard often refers to bums on seats viewing.
yeah,
It's like someone that you want to be there for. You'll
Yeah.
pay for a ticket just to see this person.
that's it.
he's good with words.
I'm such a
He's doing our shit. We'll still it.
Yeah.
I'm such a casual.
Cut out the bit where we give him credit.
I'm such a casual I'm such a casual tennis fan as well, and I think a lot of tennis fans, even if you don't know the sport, like a lot of people who are casual fans of footy might only know like 6 big names.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone knows Nick Kyrgios' name.
Yeah.
Facts.
Absolutely.
He's an entertainer.
Mum's not a big fan of him.
yeah.
Mum doesn't rap. But mind you, she has watched him play and she thinks when he's she's a bit like the media.
She's like loves to hate.
Yeah. And when he's doing well, it's like, yeah, this is flash. Nan used to really like him. Nan was big on the tennis. I remember watching a lot of tennis with Nan. She's just going, oh, he's a silly boy.
I feel like
He's a silly boy.
like, you know, when you play juniors of like pretty much every sport, like there's always the one sook.
Yeah.
There's always the one bad
Which was
sport.
you when you
Yeah, who doesn't shake hands, who swears at the referee.
Oh, that's Jay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe that's why I like him so much. To find a fair few
mirror.
similarities
you know,
in
you
this
get
man.
kicked out of stadiums, and obviously, like
Tick.
the people a lot of the sportsmen who get high praise is because a lot like the best and fairest is the award in AFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be the best and the fairest.
Well, see, I was telling Jay about this. I got a problem with the best and fairest. I think that you got to split them up. I think oftentimes the best,
exactly.
not very fair. Oftentimes the fairest, quite shit at the game.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So you can split them.
Split them up, a
Yeah.
best and a fairest. So you get like, someone total dickhead but great at the game. And then some guy who's just lovely to everyone at the club. You never heard of this guy.
That's what I think Nick was. He never let it change him. He didn't want to be the best and fairest.
Yeah.
He just wants to be the best.
100%.
And he'll
So
do anything to get there.
we put the poll out there, and 67% of people said they are Nick Kyrgios fans, while it's changing live in front of me. 65% of people.
Shit.
We just got a fair few votes just come through. 65% of people think that Nick is a
Love
good guy, yeah, and 35 not big fans. Let's have a look through some of the comments that got sent through. A lot of the positives are genuinely along the lines of he's an entertainer. He's got a careless attitude, doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Tennis needs to bring flair that he brings. It's a dead sport otherwise, from Lockie Harrower. Couldn't agree more. Like, he just brings
A bit of spice.
Bit of spice.
the doubles, for example.
Oh,
Have you ever watched doubles tennis?
once.
Have you ever watched doubles tennis?
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah,
every now and then.
When Nick played.
Nick played in the Australian Open this year with Kokonakis.
Yeah.
No
Just
girlfriends to be seen.
discussing.
No girlfriends to be seen anywhere. And they dominated. And the doubles had more views than the finals
Yeah,
for
'cause it
anything
was
else.
fun.
Everyone loved watching it. It was fantastic. They nearly got into a full-on physical fight with the trainer on the teams that they beat in the rooms afterwards.
French?
I can't remember. They didn't because they were the two best doubles partners. Like, they were fantastic. They were like the LeBron James, Dwayne Wade sort of combo.
Yeah.
And these two young lads just rocked up and just started, like Russell Westbrook and KD just rocked up and just started
Killing him.
pumping them and carrying on
Yeah.
like only
Let
Nick
'em
and
know, yeah.
Kokonakis can. And they didn't appreciate that. We got met in the rooms by their head coach. And their
coach.
head coach was apparently fuming, like really, really angry. And Kokonakis walked past and was just like, oh, those boys are going to get served by their coach. And their coach looked at him. The coach wasn't there at all mad with the players. He looked at the boys and was just like, fuck you, and like went off. And as you can imagine, I don't think Nick's ever stepped back from a fight in his life. He was like, what are you talking about, mate? And it got pretty
That's
pretty
not on
fiery.
by the coach. I think also stuff like that is can sometimes be like, because obviously tennis is a world game.
Yeah.
It can be like very cultural, where like acting the way Nick does in Australia is like, oh yeah, that's
He's one of the
pretty
boys.
standard.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But for a professional tennis player in like
Switzerland
the
or
grand
something.
final
Yeah.
of the Australian Open,
Even England. Yeah.
this guy just like being a total like knob.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it might rub people the wrong way more if like they're from somewhere.
Anyway,
around.
we're all in on Nick Kyrgios.
Yeah, of course.
I'm excited. This is coming out on Friday. Imagine if he's won Wimbledon or he's in the finals or whatever point of the schedule we're up to by that point.
Yeah, we'll have to have him on.
Yeah. Lock it in. Lock it in. All right, boys. Smoothie reviews. So I've watched What's it called?
Semi-
Semi-pro. Semi-pro. Is it semi or semi?
Bit of both.
I've got a
I don't
semi.
know, yeah.
I watched it recently, last night.
Give us the rundown for those who don't
Came out
know.
like 2006. which I
What's
was unaware.
semi-pro about?
It's the Will
Ferrell.
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 Basketball one.
Yeah, it's like a parody of sports movies.
Yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed it. I don't know why it's taken me that long to watch. I
You've
don't.
never seen it.
No, first time
Don't
ever.
they invent the alley-oop?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they shoot free throws like
like a nana.
underarm.
Underneath.
Yeah, granny style.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's a great film. But as I was watching it, I realized that many a year ago when we were working at the movie joint,
Yeah, the movie joint. Yeah.
we
The
had a
Christmas
Christmas party, and the Christmas party was in like February from memory. It was
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a weird Christmas party,
Because of Star Wars or something, they
and
had to
it-
push it back.
and it was themed for
Oh.
whatever reason. I
It's
don't know.
always theme.
Do you know
The
what the
theme
theme
was
was?
the theme was always basically just movie characters, but it would always be like duos or
I think this one was
something,
duos.
or- yeah.
I don't know what it was. And me and one of the boys went as a couple of Flint Tropics players, which is
The
the
team.
basketball team.
From
So we had the
semi-pro.
jerseys, from Semis Pro, and we had the jerseys
Jersey
and shit.
white pants, afros.
Yeah, I remember driving to my mate's place, picking him up, and we drove to the city. I just got my license as well,
Oof.
and I'd never really driven to the city. At
a
all.
lot of lanes. Going.
Yeah, it was very full on. I was
going.
very nervous. I was only young, and we went to some random dude's house to get these
The Flint Tropics.
jerseys,
jerseys.
and I don't know whose house it was because I didn't go in. He was just, just sit, like it's in the city. There was no parking. I was basically just like idly on the road.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll just run in and run out. And so we got us a couple of jerseys and like shorts and socks and like all this bullshit. I've still got the jersey.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been a while.
The party was in 2016.
Yeah, early February as well.
Yeah. So, I've never given it back, and I don't even know who to give it back to. I flagged it with him. I'm gonna say, post the event, probably in December. Post that event at the next Christmas party. I would have gone like, yeah.
And
And
you
then,
probably
like-
found it when you're looking for the costume.
And then like 2 or 3 years later, I remember flagging it again and going, "Hey, I've actually still got the costume with the bloke." And he was just like, I can't remember, I don't think he was that interested. He was like, that's all right.
That's
Don't worry about it, sort of thing.
Dude doesn't want it.
There are some fucking. It was at that point. I realized there were some heinous stains on there because I never washed
Yeah,
it.
probably not. Just
There was beer and like Jim Beam and like all these rogue liqueurs.
that was a
Vomit.
historically messy Christmas party.
That was a big one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was when friend of the show, guest of the show, Cody Ritchie was first time Mum ever saw Cody was when Mum drove to pick us up and Cody was absolutely yakking her hole
I don't remember
on a
this.
tree. Yeah, she was like vomiting on a tree.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Good on her.
Yes.
And I beg the question: what do you have, or what have you lost over the journey? And is it past its use by date to ask for it back?
Yeah, because it does get to a point where it's like
Because I've given up on
it's
this.
weird ask because you're like they might not know where it is. and
I've
it's like-
decided that it's over. This jersey is now mine, and I reckon after. Well, how long do you reckon until I can like wear it out publicly again?
or
Is there like a statute of
depend.
limitation of like 7 years on most things?
Yeah, 7 years is that's like the law.
Okay,
Just
So-
it's like you change your skin in 7 years.
so
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
February of next year, that'll be 7 years.
and you can wear it again.
I'll wear it on the pod.
Wear it out.
I'll wear
Yes.
my dirty Flint Tropics kit
Holy
on the
shit.
pod.
I
Have
wonder
you-
if he thinks about it.
the bloke.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I want to know. Like, if someone had stolen, if someone had borrowed something from me and had not returned it in 6.5 years, first I wouldn't be asking for it back because it's like that's a stretch.
Yeah.
Too far.
But also, I'd be a little bit griped.
I feel like the best rule to play with this is the amount of times that you thought about it, they thought about it.
Nah, surely not.
Nah,
We're
I don't
only
reckon.
human. We probably think about the same things.
No,
Nah,
if
because-
someone's got something of yours,
his.
it's weighing on your mind more than if you have something of someone else.
Because what I reckon is he had a costume party, bought the costume once, wore it once, and then it was just in his
But he had
closet.
multiple because he had one for my mate.
Maybe
and
he used to
me.
play in like a
Pickup
like a
team,
t-
yeah.
No, like a team, like a social team
Potentially.
in which they wore those uniforms.
Is there anything that you owe people or people owe you? John?
Well, after my 21st, there was obviously a lot of stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but like items left here.
yeah, it couldn't have been a lot. There wasn't many people here.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm joking
Scraping
with
the-
you,
scraping the bottom
Joey.
of the barrel. We're trying to get invites. Yeah, we had our two favorite things I got for my 21st was a tote bag which I'm just gonna say it. I believe belonged to Nick Altman, who did the drums for the podcast.
Yeah, shout out to Nick.
Seems like
Altman.
something he would have. He never asked me for it. So
What's the tote of?
It's like a it's just like a little like artsy sort of drawing on the front. It's like blue and pink. I'm really describing it so if he doesn't listen. And then the other one was a cowboy hat, which I believe I know who wore it in their costume. It's like a black cowboy hat. I've worn it on here. I wore it at that cowboy thing when I went to Metro's at one time.
Is that the photo we used for?
Yes, it's for the
Riley's
Roundup. We use that hat. But it's like I was like, I kind of wanted the tote because I didn't really have a cool tote. So I was like, I'm just not going to do one of those.
Oh yeah.
If you left something here,
Yeah.
If you left something, message me. I'm not doing a post. It doesn't. You're not getting this shit.
I had a 21st birthday, and much the same. Mine was sports themed as well. So anyone that left stuff, I've then like valued quite a bit. Had some nice like New York Mets hats and shit. One of my best mates left a whiteboard, like a footy whiteboard with all the team players on it. I've messaged him multiple times. I've seen him like every second week. I still have it if he wants it. If he's listening, flick me a message. I've still got it.
I think it was it your 24th when
There's a bear.
Tim brought a bear and Mum thought it was like his childhood bear.
This is your 21st still.
That was my
Your
21st.
21st,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Yeah, and Mum was like, oh, you must want that bear back. And then I think he came over once and Mum was like, oh, we've got that bear because it's actually still in the front window.
He's like, what the fuck?
He was like, oh, yeah, I just bought that like day off for like a couple dollars. Like, I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, Mum thought it was his bear from way back.
Damn. I remember at my party there was a Lacoste hat that I was really eyeing off. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh.
And
shared it.
I'm a good man. Yeah, I put it up and someone claimed it, but I was like, fuck, I really wanted that.
I used to score a fair few items from the movie
The Lost
cinema
and Found,
place
yes.
that we used to work at. Caps. A lot of my favorite hats are from there. A lot of my favorite sunglasses
Sunnies,
are
I
from
had
there.
some good sunnies.
But
I've worn many of the hats on this very show.
yeah, my item that I took from someone was in 2013. This is even longer back, boys. 2013. We went down to, I believe it's Margaret River, with the Barhams.
Oh, more of it, yeah.
More River with the Barhams. They have a house down there with their grandparents, and they used to invite us down for a day.
Yeah, it was always fun.
And we used to go down to the beach and just.
I was invited down there for a week once. Not to brag.
Must be very nice.
Yeah, cool.
And yeah. So then I don't know what happened. I lost my shirt. My shirt got wet, or something happened, in which I didn't have a shirt for the ride back. And it's like how many hours? An hour or two drive.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Isn't that long?
I was just gonna wear no shirt, but then they insisted on giving me one of Matt's t-shirts.
Yeah.
And I wore this army shirt. Remember this
Camo.
No.
camo shirt? And then I was like, "Fuck, this is a sick shirt." I didn't mean to steal it, but 9 years have gone by,
You didn't give it
and
back.
I still, we probably have it in the garage somewhere.
Can you find it this week? This is your homework for the week. Find it. Wear it next week.
But the worst part was because
It's been 9 years.
we were great friends.
You're allowed to wear it now.
We still are, but we were like really close friends in year fucking 3, 4, 5, 6. And I remember even bringing it to school one day to return it, and this was like 3 months after the matter. Like we were in April, like we've entered the school year.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, I should definitely give this freaking shirt back. And I left it in my bag at school for a few months because I kept getting too nervous to be like, oh, remember this shirt you gave me? Because I mean, it might mean nothing to him, but he also might be like, I thought the shirt was dope, so he probably thought it was dope too. But sorry for stealing your $5 shirt, man.
So you never go back.
I've got one where we did a trade. So me and one of the guys from the cinema complex.
Yeah.
We both were like talking about like Switch games and stuff, and I was like, oh, I've got Mario Odyssey.
Friends, so I don't play Switch.
And he had a Pokemon game, and I was like, oh, like we were both sort of like, oh yeah, I kind of want to play that, but like not enough to buy the actual game. So we
Okay.
just did a trade,
Oh yeah.
and we just like we neither of us work there anymore, and
Can we get a name?
it was Kane.
Oh, okay.
And like we don't really see each other that often, and when we do, it's like a party or something. And like I'm never like, oh yeah, God, ask him to bring Mario. And it's just kind of like I've already played the other game. I think he had already played my game, so we're just kind of like, oh, neither of us is messaging about it.
Play on.
Maybe if I want to do that, I'll just buy it at this point.
Yeah, right. That's cute.
But yeah, it's an equal thing. So,
So what's the rule? What's the hard and fast rule on when you can return something? Is there a value that comes with it? A good friend of ours, once pinched my hat out of my car.
This was a theft. This is like
This was a theft.
This wasn't even a lend.
A lend.
Yeah, this was a bit of a shame. We went to a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the prees part of the party.
Yeah, and thought we could have just gone home. I think the plan was just to go home after the party.
Yep.
And then you were like, "Oh no, we'll drive you guys into Freo."
Yeah,
That's
because
all
I was
good.
driving.
And I had a few hats in the back of the car because I like hats. And
Yep.
then
So does a young man.
yeah, one of the boys who I didn't know, he just pinched one of the hats out of the back of the car. It was one of my favourite hats as well. Bolter beer hat.
Yes.
Really nice. They no longer make them. He pinched it, got out of the car. We left. Couldn't even fathom him pinching it. Like
it's not very out of character for him.
yeah,
to
he's a
do.
very nice
Lovely
guy. He just
guy.
pinched it and
Is
then
it just like a drunken I'll just put this on?
Well, I think he was just like, oh, there's a bunch of cats here, and then he's like, I'm gonna wear a hat.
yeah.
And now I'm getting out of the car. Like I don't think it was like I'm
Yeah.
going to steal this hat.
Yeah.
It wasn't there was no
And then I
malice.
think he would have been like,
I saw so many Snapchats that night, Instagram stories and all this shit of like him wearing the hat, and I was like, that's my hat. Like I'm sure that's my hat because not many people have this hat. It's not like a
It's a limited edition. It's an exclusive.
yeah.
piece
And the
of
hat, I
headwear.
saw everyone was wearing the hat. Like it wasn't just him. The
Oh,
hat
it was
seemed
getting
to be-
passed around.
Yeah, I got a photo just about from every single person.
That
who
hat
at
was
the
being a little
party.
freaking hoe that night.
Yeah, on everyone's
going everyone's
on
head.
everyone's head. And I
He was
remember,
giving head to everyone.
I remember messaging like the group and being like, "Hey,
where's my fucking?
can you just? That's cool and all. Can you get my hat back? I didn't realize that my hat got pinched out of the back of the car. Went to your car, wasn't there.
Shit.
Got taken, and then it just went missing. And I was really quite annoyed. Not annoyed.
Like, Didn't
Disappointed.
you say
Disappointed.
Didn't you say you messaged him about it?
He messaged me and goes, "Hey, sorry about the hat. I'll buy you a new one." And then here we are.
the
20
oldest trick in the book.
2022. Like no more talk. It was just like an empty statement. It was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I'll buy you a hat."
Yeah, with stuff
Like at
like
what point am I cashing in that check?
you
So
messaged him. It was like,
if you
hey,
Remember this?
yeah, you can reply to that message if it was on Facebook.
Yeah, it was.
if
So-
you
I
think
lend
it was.
someone something,
It's probably not worth that.
if you lend someone something, I think we might have actually talked about this. Like, at what point are they paying for that if they lose it?
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah. Well, this is what it gets to. Like every time, and I wonder if he remembers it because I still do. And this is what I was saying before. If you loan someone something or something gets of yours gets taken, you remember that. The person who takes it. I've done a lot of damage to other people that I wouldn't have remembered.
So you're basically saying
But they would be holding that dear to them.
you're
You
saying
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're saying that means that this Fruit Tropics guy who has the jersey has been thinking about it more than you.
Fuck yeah.
There you
Surely.
go.
I've thought about it 3 times in
just ma-
7 years. I reckon he's thinking about it every time he
Every
opens up his
day.
wardrobe and goes, but probably not me as well because I'm sort of hiding behind.
Yeah,
There's this
There's a middleman.
intermediate
he
person.
doesn't give a fuck about the chest.
And this is
Yeah.
before I met a lot of those boys as well. So I wonder
It
if
could have
it's-
been one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I'm hanging out
shit.
with a lot of these guys. I don't know if it
Dunno.
could have been one of their jerseys. I'll
Holy
never
shit.
know. And I'm never bringing it up. But I'll-
Except for this.
I'll be wearing it next Feb. I reckon next Feb we'll wear it.
Good.
Where-
I'll take you off.
Wear it on the pood. All right, boys, it's time for our favourite weekly segment. It is the only weekly segment that we do here on the MacPack podcast. It's time for our Everyday Hero. Now, this one is a little bit of a somber one this week. It goes out to a canine friend,
Companion.
Mr. Buddy McKenna,
Yes.
the small little Jack Russell cross chihuahua that we were fortunate enough to have in our presence for 12 years, who sadly passed away during the week.
Yes.
Yes. He is probably, I feel like we say this every week, but he's got to be the most special everyday hero we've had.
Yeah.
He truly was an everyday hero. Every day he was here.
Yeah, there was never a day like I guess humans. You know, sometimes we phone in a day. You
Yeah.
know, we have a bad day.
That's a good call.
I don't think Buddy ever had a bad day.
No.
He never phoned in. He was never like, you know what, they're coming home today, but I'm not really feeling it.
I'm just gonna sit around.
I'm just gonna stay on the couch.
He was always
He
going
came
at
to the door and he fucking made you smile when he walked through the door.
Yeah, he was always going at 100%. When I work from home, it's so good. I know when the delivery's here, I know whenever. Buddy is absolutely going mental. Although,
That's so true.
fucking skids.
yeah.
Yeah, it was probably like I've been to many mates' house who have a lot of canines, cats, birds even. I've never seen anyone have such angst to a visitor.
He really
entering the doors.
enjoyed the loyalty of the family and any outsiders, whether they were girlfriends of like 10 years to new mates who have just rolled around
Yeah.
for the first time. He didn't care. He was attacking you all the same. Even us, I would come to the door after work and I just open up the door and he'd bark and bark and bark and bark and bark
Yeah.
until he realised that it was you. You'd go, hey,
I
buddy,
think,
what's
yeah,
going on?
when he got-
And then he'd like, and he didn't even stop then. He just sort of slowed down. I was like, nah.
Yeah, when he
You
got
win
older,
this one,
I don't know if it's like
motherfucker.
his eyesight or something went, but it's like we needed to be like, yeah, buddy, it's me, and then he'd be like, oh yeah, cool,
Yeah.
you're fine.
It
Together.
was
I
nuts.
recognise that voice.
He
Yeah.
was a king. We got some good buddy stories. We'll just slowly make our way through.
My favourite part about Buddy, especially which I've noticed now since his passing, like there's obviously a big presence he has in the house. But the biggest presence I have is because I'm a bit of a night owl, you know. I'm up till the early
Yeah.
hours of the morning, you know. I think, and like, you know, it gets a bit scary. Like I even watched Stranger Things the other night, and
Whoa.
I haven't caught up. I'm a bit of a bitch when it comes to scary stuff, right? But I was watching the first episode of the new Stranger Things series, and it like got me a bit freaking scared. Not gonna lie, boys.
I've heard it's quite spooky.
And I was walking around the house, and I was like shitting my jocks, you know. And then, this was before.
Which is something that Buddy used to like doing himself. He used to love just
Loves to
absolutely soiling himself inside the house.
Yeah, I love shitting
He
his
gets
jocks.
so scared and just gone. He's bowel.
That's something that he used to do. Like if you were yelling at him or whatever, or if he had done something. So if he had done like a shit inside, and Dad was then tasked with the
clean up.
cleanup, and then to put him outside, like Dad would chase him around and be like, oi, 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 oi.
Wait, there was the word.
Sometimes he'd, out of fear, he would piss or shit
Yeah.
again.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
He'd be running outside just pissing because he was so scared of the treatment he was
The
going to receive.
worst time
Which is just getting yelled at.
the worst interaction.
Nothing bad ever happened.
Oh
to
yeah,
him.
the worst interaction I ever had with Buddy's feces was I came out of the shower one night.
Rank them.
It was like 11:30 at night.
Top 10 buddy shit.
I can't remember. It was like a big day. I think I went out like it was like a Saturday. Like I'd come back from like a big Saturday night at Metro's, didn't shower, just got straight to bed. Woke up, had a bit of a rough day. Then I was like, I got to redeem myself. Hit the gym, had a great gym sesh, worked up a sweat. Came home and I was like, oh, I'm keen to just get clean. You know, have a shave. And then just like, you know, get into bed, have the rest of my night, you know, clean, you know, reset for the week.
Yeah.
And you know, I've done all of that, and I'm ready to go get some water from the kitchen. I'm walking out to the kitchen, and I slip in Buddy's shit. My foot just goes whoa, and I'm just dragged his fucking turd all through the kitchen. I'm
Nothing
like,
better.
Because when
motherfucker.
he was fine, I feel like when he was younger. But
No,
then
he was never
No,
fine.
because we tried to train him, and it worked for like a few years, probably around like 6, 7,
He
8.
just got lazy.
And then he just, you know, he's
And
like,
if it gets
"Nah, man."
cold, he didn't like going outside if it was cold. He was a real little,
Yeah.
little
And he
princess
was, we
sort of
had
dog.
we have like a doggy door or whatever, which he was terrified of.
Oh yeah, because he's got a
Wouldn't
tiny
you?
little head. If he put his head into that, he'd probably not wake up.
Even Mum would hold, like she had
Hold
like
the
a peg
door,
that
yeah.
has the door is stuck,
Yeah.
so she used to hold the wall, and he was still
No, terrified of
refused
that.
to go.
What I was saying earlier though, about like, you know, being scared and stuff. I was always alright late at night because I knew that like Buddy was also there, and because Buddy used to go skits at like
You
the
knew,
littlest
yeah.
things, I knew that like, I mean, I'm fine if Buddy's still asleep, you know. But then since he passed away, I think the first night since he passed away, I was walking around and I was like, I know there's a bit of an air that it's like it's just me.
Mm.
yeah,
I didn't
no,
like.
I 100% agree.
Because the cat's up as well, but the cat's chill. Like the cat will just like
The
walk around
cat's
and
also
doesn't do
very
anything.
scared of shit. I'm missing, what I've noticed is now that I don't live here, when I do come, you get welcomed, especially by young Budweiser. Like I'd get
Yes.
to the door, he would meet me at the door and just like be barking his head off and then realise it's me. And you need to hang about for a pat, and like he actually, there was a lot of pride that came with like welcoming a new guest into the house.
Yeah.
He basically did a 100-point ID check when they got to the door.
Yeah.
And if he didn't like you fucking knew about it. But if you did, he'd just stand next to you and be like, yeah, fucking
Yeah, right.
come on in, let's go.
I think the biggest burden I face with Buddy though is because I'm a very, very clean man. Very, very clean.
Yeah, you didn't let him in your room.
My room is, spick and span, 24/7. No shit on the
Yeah,
carpet.
same.
No nothing. We have like, fuck off.
Well,
We have like,
but he could still be alive and in your room, and we just don't know about
We
it.
have
Your
black-
room's that fucked.
we have black carpet and I have a black bed base, black sheets on my bed. So I was like, no Buddy in, because Buddy is like,
White guy.
Just sheds
white
white
and just
hair.
sheds hair. But he used to love the base of my bed because it was a little
yeah.
bit
Yeah,
itchy.
same.
So he used to like rub his back against it, and it was like, because it was like a felty suede material, it was impossible to get off. And I spent hours just like banging the shit off. I used to like vacuum
the
it,
side.
turn the vacuum up to like high fucking crank, and just like do it. And I was like, this is so fucking annoying. But you know what? I'm gonna miss
the
doing
boy.
it.
I think one of my favorite moments is either when we used to play basketball at the old place we lived at.
Yep.
Like, he used to be very scared. Also, the basketballs are massive. He never got hit by a basketball, but I think just living in fear of ever being hit was hilarious. He used to just sprint. Like, he'd almost wait for the rebound to come down. He timed his run really well, and then he'd just go. But one day in particular, I remember Mum was going like to work or somewhere, and he ran past with Mum, got out to like the garage. And we were all out the back, and I think Mum thought he was in the car, or she thought he was inside.
Yeah.
He was neither of those things. He was outside in the garage, and Mum's reversed out, which is quite a dangerous place for a dog to be, like with a fucking
Big tires. coming.
Yeah,
big
four-wheel
four-wheel
drive.
drive. Mum starts pinging down the road. She looks in her rearview mirror, like everything's happened. Like, she shut the door and everything. She's driving down the road, and she looks in her rearview mirror, and she's like, "What the fuck is that?" And Buddy, at full tilt, the thing is so small. He was like,
Oh yeah, he weighed like 3 kilos.
he was the smallest
as big
thing.
as like both of my palms.
And he was
combined.
just sprinting at full tilt down the middle of like the road, like our street. It had like lots of traffic go down it. He
Oh,
was just
yeah.
running behind the car, running behind
trying
the
to
car.
catch up to Mum. He probably
Mum-
would have followed her all the way.
Oh,
to-
probably, yeah.
He's quick as well. He's quicker than me.
And Mum just pulled over, opened up her door, and he just ran in, jumped back up in the car, and that was it. He just went with her. That was
Yeah.
what he was like. He just never wanted to be apart from
It's
Mum.
like, he gets in. He's like, "Where are you going, Mum?
Yeah.
What the fuck?"
It was an absolute classic. But no, Buddy, he was a king. He was an absolute legend, and he will be sadly missed.
Yeah, my favorite part of Buddy is when this was like, because he's also like, he's a big fierce guy, and he would always try and protect us.
Yeah. Big tough act. Yeah.
You know, in his brain, he was the big fierce guy. He was always trying to protect us. There was one moment where he needed protecting from yours truly, myself. I remember there was one night where mum and dad had like gone to like Crown or something on like anniversary, and I was like, you know, we did our usual stuff. You know, there was nothing different. It's just mum and dad weren't there. You know, we fed Buddy and stuff. It was all chill.
Mm-hmm.
And then we all tucked into bed. It was like late at night. It was probably like around midnight. And then, you know, we all got into bed and we all sleep with our doors closed and stuff. You know. And then I just remember hearing like a scratching on my door. It was Buddy. And Socks, that was actually as well. Both of them were just sitting at my door because they knew that I was the
Socks
last
is our
awake.
cat, for those who don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Buddy and Socks are just chilling at the door. And I was like, oh, maybe they need to get like tucked in. Or I don't know what Mum usually does. So I took them to Mum's room and I tucked them into their little beds at the end of Mum's bed. And then I was like, all right, you guys good? Like, pet them a little bit. Then I went back to my room, went to sleep. No, tried to go to sleep. And laid there for like 5 minutes. And more scratching again. And then I opened the door and I saw his Buddy and Socks again. And I was like, oh, they don't want to get tucked in. They need someone to sleep with them.
Yeah.
So I went and slept with them in Mum's room. And that was really cute because I was like, this big guy, he's tough guy, he's meant to be, you know, our protector. He needs someone.
I think
as
that's
well.
what summed him up most. And I think it's a great little story and learning that I think he taught all of us is like who we seem to be and who we are perceived as, like being tough and strong and resilient and all that sort of shit, isn't necessarily true to life. Like, you can come home with the people that you're safest with. You can be as raw as whatever you need to be. And I think that is exactly what he was. He was a real tough exterior, but with us, with the little family that he had here, he would do anything to protect us. But he needed as much love as he gave.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why this week, episode 93's Everyday Hero goes to Mr. Budwise. All right, boys, that brings us to the end of another episode of the MacPack podcast.
Another great one. Another one for the books.
Another great one. We're going to move into this new studio. Well, we need to fucking suss that shit.
One of these days,
these
Jakey
days.
One of
boy.
these days. We're closing on episode 100, so ping in some ideas, I guess. What do you want us to do for episode 100?
Yeah, we'll do anything.
We might have to start discussing plans for
Yeah.
something we can do. Because, 100's big. And we nearly had 2 years.
It's crazy.
That's all.
Damn.
Time flies,
Those
eh?
last 2 years was a movie.
His last 2 years was the podcast.
If you are enjoying the podcast, make sure that you tell a friend. I think that's the biggest key we can take is to tell a friend. Like the ratings and everything are fantastic, but if you can share the podcast with someone, then you get to bloody experience it with them.
Fucking earth.
So make sure you do that. Much on this week?
Nah, not really. Oh, I'm going to see.
This fun guy.
Tomorrow I'm going to see 2001: A Space Odyssey and The Shining. Bit of a double header.
Kubrick special.
Tattoo booked for
Saturday.
Tomorrow when the podcast
I've got
comes
book
out.
club on Tuesday. Things are looking good.
Your life is so much different to mine, hey?
Bro, I reckon Joe spent 36 hours of this weekend in the kitchen cooking up some like weird fucking green. What even is that, Joe?
It's
that green blend you're making.
Yeah, it's called cilantro sauce. Cilantro is what they call coriander
That's a
in
sauce?
America.
Coriander.
Yeah, it's a sauce. Yeah, it's quite nice actually. Guys, we'll put the recipe down below.
We won't be doing that. What about you, Junior Boy, much on?
I'm just saving myself up for the big Melbourne trip.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I'm leaving in 9 days from now.
There you go. So if you're living in Melbourne,
we
actually have so many overseas listeners, most who are from Sydney or Melbourne. I understand that you're not going to Sydney. A lot of people listen in Sydney and Melbourne.
Fucking earth. Yeah, I'll give you some details on what the boys will be getting up to in Melbourne next week.
Yeah, huge if true. That's it.
True.
Good stuff. Tattoos finally happening.
Yes,
I
finally.
spoke about that fucking years ago.
Yeah, the tattoo guys, they are hard to contact. I got left on red by one.
Didn't you guys say like when we talked about it, you're like, yeah, this Saturday we're doing it.
Yeah, Joe flagged.
Yeah, I went to India. Yeah.
All right, boys. It's been an absolute pleasure until we do so this time next week. Stay safe. Stay blessed. And always remember to...
Go give your dog a hug.
That's a nice one. It's ciao for now, but not forever.